Hi there, this is Catherine with Enfolded Heart Music. I wanted to take just a few minutes to explain a little bit more about this strap. It's come to my attention through my sister that sometimes when folks purchase this strap, they're not quite sure how to put it on. So I wanted to just briefly go through how I do it and suggest ways to also wear it and put it on you. There's sort of two different ways I think you could do that. But first, some of this might be a little bit obvious, but it's good to be more obvious than less. So first of all, when you get your strap, you will have, the strap itself, of course, and then you will have each end with these wonderful, very strong leather ends to them, and the string, I'm assuming she probably put the string through the leather. These strings are great. She burns the ends of them so they're not going to fray. They're very, very strong. They're called paracord, and they could hold much more than a lyre, so they're going to last you a long time. So make sure you've got a string looped through the end of the leather on each one of these. And then all you're going to do, it doesn't matter the style of your lyre, whether you have one like mine, like that's a Brandon John, whether it's acoustic or a solid body. Maybe you have an Amazon bought one, maybe you have a big Saxon lyre. It doesn't really matter. What you're going to look for are the two arms. So these two parts of the lyre that really kind of are the thinnest part and that really are going to support either side of your instrument. And what you want to do is very simply just tie the string around each one of these arms. I personally like to have it tied around the bottom because it does eventually sort of slip down. There's just no way really to prevent that, and it's not a problem. But sometimes I've tied it up here and then it has slipped over time, and that changes the distance of the lyre from myself. So make sure you do that. And a very small thing might be if you have this adjustable piece right here. I always like to make sure that that's facing outward so that it's not going to be sort of tapping or ticking on the lyre if it is in a position where it might do that. Okay, let me tie this back really quick. Okay, so I've got both ends tied up now and we're ready to go. There's two different ways that I personally would recommend wearing this. And before I say that, let me just sort of preface it with saying that really wear it in whatever way that works best for you. So the first way, which is how I used to wear it, and I don't really wear it much anymore, is just like you would like put a bag on. I go over on the top of my right shoulder and underneath my left shoulder or my left arm because I hold the lyre on the left, and that way it supports it very nicely and I can play no problem. I don't have it this far. This is a little bit too far for me. It is a little bit kind of loosey-goosey. And so if it were me and playing it this way, I would stabilize it a little bit more by tightening that up. Okay, so again, that's with the arm that's closest to me. That part of the strap goes sort of across my neck and on top of my right shoulder, back behind me, and then under my left. And then this part that goes under my left arm is then hooked on to the arm of the lyre that is farthest away from me. Again, I'm holding the lyre on my left-hand side. If you hold it on your right, you're going to want to do it the opposite way. Okay, now the second way that I hold it, which actually is sort of a new thing for me, but I really like it, is to do a little bit of a twist. So what I do here is I will take the part that's farthest away from the lyre, farthest away from me, the arm that's farthest away from me, and I will take that and put it over the right side. Okay, so I've put it over here, and you'll see there's a little bit of a twist back here. Okay, and I put it on that way, such that now I've sort of swapped it, where the part of the strap that's tied to the arm that's closest to me is now going underneath my left arm over my back the opposite way, over my right shoulder, and then this part goes over all the way to the back and then hooks up to the part of the lyre that's farthest from me. Now this is purely a personal preference. I like to do this because this part of the strap now holds this bottom part. It kind of, let me show the back side of it. The microphone's in the way. See how this is sort of pushing this down? for me, that adds some stability, particularly in the sense that the lyre doesn't move as much when I'm pushing with my left hand this direction. So it just feels a little bit more stable. For me, it has a little bit of a different angle. So anyways, that's just how I do it. But long story short is that I would make sure it is around your body. That's the whole point of it. I wouldn't do it around your wrist or anything like that. Make sure it's around your body. And play with it. Try it in the two different ways I've just showed you. Or if you can think of a different way that might work a little bit better, then try that out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or to my sister, me, for how to use it or how to wear it. My sister for any construction questions or trouble that you have with it. You shouldn't, but just in case. Okay, hopefully that helps clear things up a little bit. And again, let me know if you've got any questions or if there's anything confusing about it. Thank you so much. God bless you, and the peace of Christ be with you.